This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Chelsea. Chelsea is a champion surfer, so she's accustomed to moving super fast, which is why she relies on super fast broadband brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her family sharing and surfing and saving each month. Combined, she bundles her Flow mobile, home phone, and TV services, so she can enjoy much more for much less, and so can you. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
This is your Barbados Today evening update for Tuesday, the final day of May. A warm welcome to you. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Topping the news at this hour, education authorities and the Barbados Union of Teachers are behind closed doors at this hour discussing the ministry's controversial decision to dock the pay of teachers who attended recent union meetings. The BUT insists that the ministry has no legal ground to impose the cut since members were not on strike. But the Education Minister, Ronald Jones, has been adamant that the teachers had in fact withdrawn their labor. Ahead of this evening's meeting, BUT President Pedro Shepherd warned that if the teachers were not reimbursed, then the matter will head to court.
If it has to be challenged, as I said, I believe that the courts of Barbados will have to define for the Barbados Union of Teachers what the position is. But I'm not debating with anybody, because we accept the position of our lawyer. That is his interpretation. If the ministry has a different interpretation, they will bring their lawyer, and then the judge in the courts of Barbados will make the determination.
The BUT is getting the backing of its sister union, the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union. The Mary Redmond-led BSTU agrees there are grounds for legal action against the Ministry of Education, which it says has displayed nothing but bad faith, and questions why it is seeking to start a battle. Our Sandy Dean reports.
The Barbados Secondary Teachers Union says it has advised the Barbados Union of Teachers to file an injunction against the decision by the Ministry of Education to dock the salaries of teachers who attended recent union meetings. It contends that while the general orders of the Public Service Act provides the employers with the power to do so, education authorities were not compelled to take the action, and since they did, workers should have been informed. It accused the Ministry of acting in bad faith when it failed to copy the letter authorizing the deductions to the Secretary-Treasurers of the teachers' unions. The BSTU contends the April 29 and May 4 meetings summoned by the BUT were duly and properly announced, and the business of school was not compromised. The BSTU further charges that the Education Ministry was to blame for the BUT's decision to meet with its members, since it failed to satisfy demands for a meeting. The Mary Redmond-led union questions why the ministry is seeking to start a battle which will merely inflame unfortunate circumstances even more. The BS2 issues a caution to the ministry, saying that money cannot buy goodwill or effort, and if a cent of one of its members is touched in such circumstances, then the BSTU will once again be forced to do what it has to do to protect the right and interests of its members. Sandy Dean, Barbados Today.
In other news this Tuesday, the Barbados economy is headed towards an economic and financial cul-de-sac, which will be almost impossible to reverse unless far-reaching adjustments are undertaken. This dire assessment came today from former Prime Minister Owen Arthur as he delivered the address at the annual general meeting of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry on the topic Stabilizing and Transforming the Barbados Economy. Noting the fiscal consolidation program has fallen short, Arthur is advising the Frondel-Stewart administration to make almost $200 million in adjustments to government transfers and subsidies to its state enterprises. He warned that the economy can no longer carry the full range of state enterprises and welfare support programs that have been put in place over the last 50 years. The economist also underscored that the government must accept its debt problem and carry out serious debt restructuring initiatives to give itself more fiscal space. The legal counsel of the Child Care Board, Beverly Waldron QC, is urging the law courts to speed up hearings on all children sexual abuse cases. She says too often the cases are delayed for years and the affected children are often re-victimized. Waldron was speaking at a child abuse management training workshop for teachers.
Only some of it relates to the fact that preliminary that everything be done to front load these cases, because, and I'm going to stop speaking just now, but I must tell you about what can happen when we behave in a dilatory manner. There was a little 7-year-old child who went to school and could not sit down because she had been sexually attacked by her grandmother's boyfriend. It took the courts over 13 adjournments before that 7-year-old was heard, and it went on over 2 years and more. And no less than Queen's Counsel, when the time came at the preliminary inquiry, 2 and whatever years after, started to cross-examine this little infant, who by that time couldn't tell anybody about date, time, even year that this had happened. And so it was dismissed at that point.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To our regional neighbors in Trinidad and Tobago, Education Minister Anthony Garcia says despite concerns about a bomb threat circulating on WhatsApp, CSEC will go ahead as planned this week. He assures that adequate provisions are in place to maintain the safety of the students and the integrity of the exam.
I have received on my telephone that message, and but my view certainly is that we should not pay much attention to it. However, in my efforts at ensuring the safety of all our students, our teachers, in fact all those who operate in our school system, I have had discussions with the Minister of National Security, who has assured me that everything has been put in place so that our students in particular will be safe. I spoke with our education officer, Mr. Harilal, and he has assured me that from the perspective of the Ministry of Education, that everything has been put in place to ensure the safety of the papers, the safety of the students. I want to add that the major responsibility of a school principal is to ensure the safety of the students and the safety of all those who operate within the school system. And our principals have been given the mandate that they must put things in place to ensure.
On the world scene, the U.S. State Department warns that the 2016 Euro Football Championship in France could be the target of terrorist attacks. In a travel alert issued to American citizens today, the State Department warned that militants could hit tourist sites, restaurants, commercial centers, and transportation and big events such as the popular football tournament. Up to 1 million fans are expected to attend the event between June 10 and July 11. France is already under a state of emergency following last year's attack in Paris. The near-simultaneous assault on a stadium, concert hall, bars, and restaurants left 130 people dead and many more wounded. And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.